Hey everyone, doing another video from this kind of angle in my kitchen over here with my air fryer behind me, which, by the way, I never used an air fryer until about 2 months ago, and now I use it for everything, and I barely use my stove. I don't know why it took me this long to use an air fryer. So I want to talk about back pain, and shout out to, I can't remember your name now, but on the Facebook group, they were asking about back pain and can OCD be related to back pain. And I have a very unique insight into this because I'm a chiropractor. And because I'm a chiropractor, I see pain conditions all day long. And I see people and the psychosomatic and the psychological perspectives they take on back pain. And this becomes a really big problem. And I'm going to go into great detail in this and talk about what I see and why it doesn't matter if OCD is doing it or if it's... You got to look at the belief systems and your behaviors and taking a realistic perspective about what you're dealing with. So I just realized I have to keep probably hitting that so the light keeps turning on. So before I go any further, please subscribe, hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Phil at OCDrecovery.com is where you find them, find us. More so about the one-to-ones, the webinar information, the packages that come with the one-to-one and webinars, access to the WhatsApp groups. We're a great community. We got, 10, 12 WhatsApp groups with 100, 150 people in each one. They are lively communities and people absolutely love them, and they are a source for hope and inspiration. And there's lots of content that goes in the WhatsApp groups that doesn't go anywhere else. I put 15 plus articles, lots of YouTube videos in there, or lots of voice notes in there. So does Rob. It's a very unique thing that doesn't go anywhere else. So pain, let's look this up because I have my laptop behind me. How many people are in chronic pain? Okay. It's an estimate, and now these are just random statistics. According to an NIH study of 2022, 20.5%, 50 million people experience chronic pain every year. This is defined as pain that lasts for more than 3 months or experienced most every single day. Okay, so of those 50 million, we're just going to use this stat, how many of them have a bad mindset about their pain? I would say, or getting bad advice. That could be from chiros, PTs, massage therapists, or surgeons. Specifically surgeons, because if something goes wrong with surgery, you're in big trouble. And I'm very pro-surgery when it's needed. I'm very pro-chiro and physio when it's needed. And I'm very pro-massage when it's needed. But not everything is needed all the time. So remember, taking a proactive approach to your life is very important. We'll talk about that. So, but we're not going to go into great detail because not a care plan on that specific part. So of those 50.2 million people, how many of them have a bad mindset about their pain? My guess would be 45 to 48 million have a bad mindset, and 25 to 45 million have a horrendous mindset. Horrendous mindset about their pain. The reason why I extenuated the word horrendous is because I work with this all day long. And there's multiple different reasons for this. People associate pain in the body with decreased quality of life, obviously. If I have a chronic problem, if I have a disc herniation, whether it's in my low back or my neck, if I break a bone, if I have complex regional pain syndrome, CRPS, if I have other pain conditions, my life is absolutely ruined. But we know it's not true, because we see people with extremely structural problems, big structural problems, and they come back because they take a proactive approach to their mindset on their pain, their active care with rehab, and they get back out there and live it and live their life. I have blown my back out a couple times, primarily when I would power lift a lot, but one time was so bad I couldn't dress myself for 3 days. That was fun. So what you need to remember is that stuff can happen when you train a lot. So you need to look at the realities of what you're doing and weigh the pros and cons. That means, should you never, ever have fun in any of those things ever again? Absolutely not. That's ridiculous. There are so many people out there that say, oh, I never want to do that again because it's too dangerous or this and that. You hear us a lot about CrossFit. You hear a lot about powerlifting or any sorts of sports. People in their 40s will say, I can't play intramural sports or flag football or anything like that, or recreational soccer, whatever you want to call it, football or baseball, because it's too dangerous. I want to tear my knee. So you could see that people already have a very bad mindset based around their pain. So yes, you will have to work on the worst case scenario when it comes to that, but there's much more to it than that. What you will need to do is break down your belief systems based around the pain. This is extremely important. So what are the worst case scenarios when it comes to pain? It's all fear. If I have this pain for the rest of my life is ruined. I can't stand noticing this pain. If this pain lasts, I won't be able to do any of the things I want to do. What if the pain gets worse? What if it isolates me in my house, etc., etc.? And pain, the experience of pain is real. It feels as real as it can get. Whether it's from a structural or whether it's psychological, it's still physiological, but it doesn't really matter. Whether you have a broken bone or an actual injury or the fear of pain, the way you view pain can sensitize you. I'm going to go a little bit more scientific than I would in most other videos. We have a term, and that term is called NSS, nociceptive system sensitization. It's a tongue twister. That's why we call it NSS. And we don't know where that happens. You can't correlate it. It could happen somewhere in the brainstem, all the way down the peripheral nervous system, strictly in the central nervous system, in your brain stem. There's no way to know. It could be one part of the track. It could be the entire spinal cord. We have no idea. But what we do know is once that becomes sensitized, it's not easy to unsensitize it without an active approach to wanting to get better. I'll say that again. Once it becomes sensitized, it's very difficult to unsensitize without correcting your mindset, aka your belief systems, and changing your behaviors. This is vital. So, let's say you have a fear of back pain. And I say, what are you doing? You tell me about your life. I'm afraid of doing this. You're going to have to put yourself in some uncomfortable positions. Maybe you try a plank. Maybe you try a push-up. Maybe you try another exercise. No. Can't do that, Nick. Can't do that. When I hurt myself, which is funny because the guy I hurted myself with, we worked out this morning together. And we don't work out that much, so it's funny anymore. It's funny that I'm doing this video. When I hurt myself, I was sumo deadlifting. And when it happened, because my right leg has a huge rod in it because I broke my leg in half, so it's hard for me to do conventional because of the pain. So I blew my back out, and 11 to 13 days later, I was back lifting almost the exact same weight. And he said to me, how the hell did you do that? Because remember, the first 72 to 96 hours, I could not put my socks on. I literally was stuck like this. I said, well, I rehabbed it properly. I went towards it. I put myself, so what I would do is, I would do these, you're going to like this. Someone's going to make a meme out of this, I know it. I would do, anteriorly pelvic tilt, and then posteriorly pelvic tilt. And I would go anterior, be okay, posterior, because think about what you're doing. You're opening up, you're flexing the low back, boom, knife. I'm like, oh! But I knew I had to rehab into that, because if I didn't, I would be in big trouble. My wife actually, again, it's interesting we're doing this video. My wife a little flared up her disc herniation issues today as well, and it locked up a little bit, and she said, I'm going to start the rehab process today. So it's about taking a proactive approach behaviorally. Again, whether the pain is real or you have a fear of back pain, you are still going to need to do what you can do in order to proactively go past that. You're also going to have to stop complaining about your pain. This is horrible. This is the worst thing ever. I can't stand it. Pain's terrible. You're going to have to stop looking up data. Stop going to Google, stop going to NHS or NIH, stop going to Reddit, stop looking at all those things. That stuff is not going to help you. You are going to have to take the risk that you're missing information, whether you're working with someone. And again, I can't go into every single detail in this video because that's not what this channel is about. This channel isn't a rehab channel. This channel is a psychology channel based around breaking down belief systems by changing perspectives. It's a mindset, psychology, behavioral channel based on how can I change people's belief systems? How can I show them? How can I inspire? How can I show them through my story? And this one is particular to me because of my experience with being a chiropractor. And I can tell you right now, when people come in, and again, everyone's got something when they come in, right? They're not coming to see you for no reason. But I always start asking questions, what are things you would like to do that you can't do? And you just listen to people. Or what about this? What about that? You just hear the fear. The fear is off the charts. So you need to look at the fear. You have to look at the worst case scenario if you were not to be able to do the things that you want to do in your life again. You have to think about, even if everything was taken away from me, if I was immobile, if I was in a wheelchair, if I could never move again, I've lost all my mobility. Why could I not learn to find some happiness? How do we know this? Because there are people, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's all theoretical until it happens. There are people out there that have your particular fears, and they are not looking at it in the same way you are. And they are living that life right now. You have to look at it from your perspective, just looking at other people. I used to look at people and say, well, that person's never been to the gym. You know, they're not anxious. Yes, that gets me in the right direction, but it had to come from me. What happens if that happened to me? I had to look at it from my perspective. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. PhiladelphiaRecovery.com. Remember your belief systems. Remember your behaviors. Set yourself exposures. Go towards that pain in a responsible way. I'm not saying you have this big fear of back pain, you have to go do backflips on a trampoline. Don't be stupid about it, right? Behaviorally stupid. And think about it and then go from there. As always, enjoy the rest of your day.